I'm Graham Gale, and I go to Palmer High School. I'm a freshman, and I'm in the IB program. And so I had to do a community and service project for my IB program. I decided to investigate how Colorado Springs has changed over time. And so I went to the Pioneers Museum and I talked with Matt Mayberry, who is the manager there, and he told me about this scrapbook that they had of a lady named Mary Kyle. So I looked through that and decided to just analyze how times were different then and how they're like different now. Everyone's hometown kind of has a history, but there's so much of it that's like hidden, and you won't find it unless you investigate it, I guess, or like research it. So I think it's important for people to kind of know about where they live and know where they come from. I went over to the archives of the Pioneers Museum, and there's this lady there named Laura Fuller, and she's like the assistant archivist. And so she was like, "Oh yeah, I'll bring you Mary Kyle's scrapbook," and I thought it would just be like any normal scrapbook. But she came out, and like my first thought was, that's huge, because it was literally like 6 inches tall, and just like the pages were like old and like yellowed with like 100 years of age. And it starts out in 1894 and goes to 1913. Yep. So almost, actually exactly 100 years back. I remember looking through her scrapbook, and then at one part there was a pressed flower in there from a like spring of 1904 or something. And that moment like kind of struck me, because I was like, holy cow, like this flower is like more than 100 years old. She lived at 1508 Wood, and so we went and visited her house, and then looked it up on the PPLD digital archives, and the house has like not changed at all. So that was like wild to see where she lived now, and then where she lived then. I think having the physical thing is kind of cool because it leaves like a legacy, of like your life, like a important time in your life. It's definitely different than Twitter or Facebook, because you actually like turn the pages and you see like the cards, and you like smell the smell of the paper, and so it's really like personal, instead of just like scrolling through someone's timeline on Facebook or whatever.